everybody. My name is Nimade Bewu, a volunteer with I Am My Sister's Keeper, and I'm here with another episode of Moments with I Am My Sister's Keeper, where each month we bring you different people who are part of the organization or partnering up with the organization to tell you about some exciting things going on. We are so excited. There is a new Teachers Academy that we will be partnering up with, and I have two wonderful guests to tell me all about it. I have Jasmyn Wright and Narayan Gray. Hi, thank you both for joining me.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. Would you like to introduce yourselves and tell everybody a little bit about you? We'll start with Jasmyn.
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Jasmyn Wright. I am currently a fifth grade teacher. I'm in my 13th year of teaching. I taught in various states and different grades, as well as did some work out of the country as well. So I bring a wealth of education experience to the program.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hi, and I am Narayan Gray. Right now at my school, I work with the special education program. I've been teaching for nearly 20 years now. I've been in education.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you guys are both teaming up. How did you link up with My Sister's Keeper?
Did you want to answer that first, Jasmyn?
Sure. Actually, Mrs. Lacey, the CEO and founder of My Sister's Keeper, I used to be her grandson's second grade teacher back in 2014, and her and I just really connected. Then I was actually one of the first people to join My Sister's Keeper, or to be on the team to help build the foundation. So we just stayed connected since then, Mrs. Lacey and I, for many projects.
That's awesome. I love that. And can you tell everybody like a little bit about your program? I know one of the exciting things about it, because Teachers Academy is something that's offered to different schools as part of their curriculum, but you're the first community-based one. Is that correct?
Yes. Narayan, you want to
Awesome.
Yeah. So me and Miss Lacey, we actually worked together for quite a while. I want to say probably close to 8 years at the same school. And so that's how we forged our relationship. And of course, I've seen my Sister's Keeper really start from the ground up and just become this powerful force, not just only in the state of Delaware, but throughout the country. Is in down south, and it's in other states in the area. So from what I understand, because this is not the first year of the academy per se, but it is the first year that we're doing it. They wanted to take it, or not, I shouldn't say take it. They wanted to it not to be limited to just schools, but to actually have an opportunity to be offered to students throughout the communities, and not to be limited to just what school that they may attend. And so, and we just, and I think I can speak for Jasmyn, we just was excited by just the idea of being able to reach and touch young people who have an interest in educating others, and to have an interest in being teachers themselves.
That's awesome. Now, speaking of being teachers, how did you both get into teaching? What led you both to teaching?
I've always wanted to be in education. My younger brother is autistic, and I was actually the first one to teach him how to write his name, spell his name, hold his pencil, just being patient and gentle with him. I've always wanted to be in education, and I tried to sway away from it and tried to do something else. You know, when you're in college and you're presented with all of these other really cool just professions or just different kind of majors, I tried to do pre-med. And then I remember my senior year of college, there was an organization called Teach for America. They reached out to me, tried to recruit me via Facebook. They told me about this 2-year program for teaching. And at the time, I didn't have anything solid or any solid plans. And I thought, I always wanted to be a teacher, so I'll check it out. I applied to the program, got accepted, and I've been teaching ever since.
Nice.
And myself, I actually initially wanted to go into law, but somewhere along the lines, I I was really, I think, just move into a different direction because of just so many people that were in my life that helped me along, to not to get distracted and just go off on my own thing. And I just really just I can think of a particular individual, a gentleman by the name of Dr. Gardner, who was the principal at Germantown High School in Philadelphia, who was one of the men who, touched me in a way where it led me to not to just, not to just see my life as something that I can just kind of skate by and just kind of, just kind of, I'm trying to think of the word that I'm trying to say, but basically not give my all.
Like
Basically, yeah, just to coast and because when I was younger, I was wayward. I was a knucklehead, and he was the one to really sat me down to just say, hey, don't allow these opportunities just to go by, because you don't have them forever, and I remembered those conversations for whatever reason. I remembered those conversations, and when the opportunity came for me to switch majors while I was still in undergrad, I did. I took that, and I feel like that it's just been a blessing to me, it's in a way where I've been able to, really just ignite things that I didn't even know I really had on the inside.
Mhm. Oh, we lost your sound.
Your sound went out, Narayan.
Can't hear. Can you hear us? I don't think you can hear us because he's still talking. Uh-oh.
Now it froze.
Um,
Oh, there he's back.
Your sound went out for a little bit, Narayan.
oh, I'm sorry. I'm not sure exactly when that happened.
You were close.
But the last thing I was saying was that I'm just really just elated to be a part of this project to help other young people find their purpose as well.
That's awesome. I think that we sometimes we underestimate how much of an impact teachers can have, and they really do. Like, exactly. I have so many instances where I can recall specific conversations with certain teachers that were like pivotal moments. And sometimes I realized it at the time, and sometimes I didn't realize it until later, right. But a lot of those were from the teachers.
Exactly.
So it's amazing that you are helping to foster more of them. So this, because it's community-based, normally it would be part of like their course and their class. But because this is community-based, it's going to be on the weekends, the second and fourth Saturday of every month.
Yes. Yes.
October through June, right?
Yes.
What does the program instill? Is it just classroom time? Is there a certificate at the end? What is involved in the program?
I think we're still forming that part because this is the first pilot program. Everything is brand new. We're all learning together. Essentially what, is the children, you can tell I teach elementary kids, right? The students will be with us from 9 to 12:30. They're getting about 3 hours of, I don't even want to say just direct content. I see it as this program being more like discussion based, like we're learning together. And one of the beauties I love about even the curriculum itself and what the program itself is that it's like a social justice lens, and it allows us to really just dive in stuff that I love to talk about. I do a lot of training right now for schools with other educators on what kids best need, what the best practices outside of the academic content. And what this program does, or what the curriculum does, it allows these future educators, it ignites their passion for issues that really matter, and to get to the understanding of the core of why this work really, really matters. And we touch on some really interesting and I would say thought-provoking topics. So I can see us, Narayan and I, as we're going through our I would say lessons, is not necessarily the typical classroom lesson that I would do when I'm teaching my kids math. a reading or social studies. It's more so, let me expose you to something, or let's talk about how to get kids to be introduced to a heightened sense of awareness, or why student voice really matters, and things like that. And I think that's the beauty of the curriculum. It's different, and the goal and the objective is to get these future high schoolers to really be like, man, I'm really diving in some really important work. It's not just about ABCs and one, two, threes, right? It's bigger than that. And I think that's the beauty of it. And I think Narayan and I are gonna just really do great with getting them to just plant the seed and that passion in them for beyond high school.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is fantastic. Now, would you say this is a program for people who are thinking of becoming teachers, or people who are like solid, like, I want to be a teacher?
Both. I would say it's both. Even if you've had a curiosity, you might have been sitting in class and thinking like, I wonder why this person chose this choice.
You went out again, Narayan.
Maybe he's on his phone and getting calls. Can you hear us?
Must be froze.
There you go. You unfroze.
Okay.
The last thing we heard was chose this choice.
Yeah. So I'm sorry about the constant freezing, but if a student has a curiosity about education, about choosing that as an occupation, or maybe they've thought that, wow, I would like to be a person sitting, or like to see someone like me standing in front of a student like myself, in the future. That was something that kind of turned my wheels along the way when I chose to change majors when I was still in school. So yes, if you know for a fact that you want to be an educator, if you have a curiosity of being an educator, if you have questions about what an educator is and what a teacher is, what does it mean to be a teacher, then this is definitely the academy for you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And it's coming up pretty quickly. The first session is October 8th. That's next
Yes.
Saturday, right?
Next Saturday.
Yep.
Saturday. Yep. But registration is still open right now.
Yes.
Anyone who'd like to reger. We talked.
Not to interrupt, I'm sorry, but those slots are filling up fast, and so if you have, like I said, a curiosity, a question, or just an interest, you want to make sure you sign up as quickly as possible, because seating is limited.
Mm-hmm. Yes, definitely sign up ASAP. Before we wrap up, we talked a little bit about what got you into teaching, but now that you've both been doing it for a while, what do you find is the most rewarding part of being a teacher?
For me, the most rewarding part is since I've always worked with older students, is to see them achieve their goal, seeing them walk across that stage, receiving that diploma. Those is especially students that have struggled along the way, and they doubted themselves at one point, and
at the worst time. Oh, and it's frozen. Well, it should be back in a moment.
No, right.
Can you hear us?
I'm sorry.
Oh, there you go. You're back. You were
Somebody
saying about the
just
children.
get this message out. I apologize. I forgot where I
You were
left
saying
off.
that the children doubt themselves, like when the children
Yeah.
are doubting themselves.
And so again, like I said, with my own story, I didn't know exactly what the future held for me because I was focused on other things that, weren't really taking me anywhere. And when to have those opportunities with students who also were struggling, and didn't know what path they were on or what path they should be on, and to have someone to stick by them and to encourage them and to see them reach that goal, to walk across that stage, to get that cap and gown, is nothing more rewarding than that for me.
I have to agree with Narayan, even though I have the baby, so it takes years before they that. But it's the same kind of sentiment. I always tell people teaching is spiritual to me, right? It's a mission, and I believe that we're ministers, whether you go to church or not, and any student who walks into my room is my spiritual assignment, and that's how I view it as in a classroom. That they're my assignment, and I take my assignment seriously. So what's rewarding to me? What's rewarding to me is when finally that lesson that I drilled on resilience or purpose or identity or accountability, finally when they take it and they apply it and they believe it, like that, those moments to me, when a kid says, I'm really big on affirmations, the kid is saying during a test, Miss Wright, I wanted to quit, but I said this affirmation to myself and it got me going. Or, the kid who walks in really depressed with the home life stories, because we all have stories, he or she at the end of the year is using the tools and resources that were provided, to them here and here, to start believing in themselves, to walk differently, to talk differently, to see themselves differently, to problem solve differently. That aha moment, that light bulb moment for the kid who always wants to give up quick because they couldn't figure out the answer, and they finally built that grit and that resilience to be like, oh, look what I did it. That moment, those moments for me it makes me feel like the work that I do is purposeful, and that I'm in this work for a reason, like sowing the seeds, investing in them, sowing. I don't want to say sowing, investing, but sowing seeds.
Yeah.
To me, watching them grow and blossom means a lot to me.
That makes a lot of sense. And, clearly you two are very passionate about your jobs and great educators. And I love that. And if this Teachers Academy can turn out a few more like you, I think our education system, like there's still some hope for it. So, I hope that people see this and hear your message and can see, how passionate you are about teaching, and that if they have a curiosity or if they want to, that they will sign up to learn some more as well.
Thank you.
Well, absolutely. Well, thank you both for joining me. Any final words or any last messages before we go?
Sign up quickly because again, those seats are limited.
Yes.
It's going to be
sign
fun.
up quickly, and I'll include the link in the description for this video.
It's going to be fun because I'm goofy. So come on. Let's have some fun together.
Yes. Well, thank you all and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.